All right, we are live, my brothers and sisters, my patriots across this incredible nation. What I'm going to show you right now is one of the craziest stories. I swear, we are only going on the crazier scale as this year goes on. $25,000 fines to walk outside in the woods because there's a forest fire somewhere else out there. Guys, this is an example of why you don't give an overbearing state too much power, because they'll simply tell you can't go outside for your safety. I know you didn't see it coming. It's absolutely crazy. Everything is going to be linked in the description box below. As you guys get in here, make sure you can hear me. Audio 5x5 looks good. Amazing. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are about to dive headfirst into the absolute crazy. But before we get into that, guys, make sure you check out the website, secondpress.co. That is our site. You can help fund the machine. You can sign up for email lists. You can join the membership, buy us a coffee a month, and we are going to tear the left asunder, gun control or not. We are employing the cutting edge technology, traditional technology, all the new media. This is the place to take it on the offense, and we'd love your support. So please do that. Link in the description box below, and I cannot wait to see you guys over there. Amazing stuff, including some exclusive discounts on some awesome things. All right, let's get into this. Awesome, amazing, incredible. We are ready to rock. I see you guys in the chat over there. All right, so as we get in here, I'm going to play something from one of our favorite burgeoning little freedom fighters on the Democrat Party side. Eric Swalwell. You know, that guy. Yeah. He jumps fences. He works out. Pushes at least 100 pounds on the bench press. He's a beast. Well, he figured out the look of the cool guy with a t-shirt and a blazer. But anyway, let me, I can pull it off better. But anyway, whatever. Let me play this while we're getting into this. This is what he just said about Republicans. Now remember, if we had said this, if you out there, wherever you are in the amazing, beautiful, amazing United States that we are, if you had said this, what would happen to you? Watch this, CNN just now.
When they go low, we're going to bury them below the Capitol. That's what we're going to do, because this is about protecting democracy. And right now, as you see, D.C. has been militarized, and we were weak as Democrats, frankly.
We're weak? Okay, well, I still don't like you. Here's the thing. They're losing culturally. Could they eventually get a seat of power back? Yeah, probably will at some point, because America doesn't like uniparty actions. So, yeah, they're losing the culture, but this is one of their stalwarts. It's him, Gavin Newsom, and Beto O'Rourke, and I already told you what's going to happen to Beto earlier in the episode. But don't worry, guys. They're going to bury us under the Capitol. That's not insanely violent rhetoric. But it's okay, because it's to save democracy. Even though we're a constitutional republic, it's to save democracy, because that line is not worn out yet. Yeah. Anyway, now that you guys are all in here, let's get on to the main part of the show. I figured you'd like that. I love seeing all the emojis fly over here, the comments. You guys are ready to push this freedom forward, and I love every second of it. We are going to go north of the border. All right, listen, people. Oh, man. So Canada's not known for freedom. And that's not why I'm doing this video. I don't care about Canada and their choices. That's not my purview. It's their country. They can do whatever they want. They can slip slowly, or they can run full speed into tyranny. I don't care. However, it's an amazing example what happens when you give them the power, because this is also one of the same nations that went ham sandwich on the citizens during the whole COVID situation. But listen to this. Canadian province faces pushback after banning entry to the woods over wildfire fears. And this is 3 days ago, but let me show you what they're doing, okay? And then I've got some clips that are going to blow your mind. Blood vessels in your eyes are going to pop, like mine, when you see this. Don't worry, they didn't do anything crazy. They didn't save like a horse or a baby or anything fancy or schmancy. I just coughed because I'm old. All right, let's get it. The Canadian province of Nova Scotia is facing pushback for what some have called draconian restrictions as it tries to limit wildfire risk in extremely dry conditions. Last week, Nova Scotia banned all hiking, fishing, and use of vehicles like ATVs in wooded areas, with rule breakers facing $25,000 Canadian dollar fine or an $18,000 US fine for going fishing because there's a wildfire. What's that thing that fish swim in? Oh yeah, water. It makes zero sense. But again, This is the whole point. This is why we do not give the state control over our firearms. This is why we don't give the state control over our rights. Because when they do and they go, it's all for safety, they can do crap like this, and the Canadians will go, oh, I'm going to give you the old knuckle sandwich, eh? Like you got nothing. They already took your guns. Good Lord. Let's keep on going, though. I'm a little spicy tonight. The Canadian Constitution Foundation, a non-profit that defends charter rights in the country, called the ban a dangerous example of safetyism and creeping authoritarianism. Creeping? It just pounced upon you. There's no creeping about that. They literally kicked through the door, said, oh yeah, Kool-Aid Man style, and sat on your face. There's no freaking creeping. Canadians are too nice. And they are. I've actually met a lot of them when I went to Canada. It's amazing. It's a great place, eh? But safetyism, I'm going to borrow that because that's what they do here in the left. Oh my God, a connection. Canadian liberals, American liberals, all for your safety. You'll have no rights. We'll take care of you. Don't be meaning to say anything bad unless you're Eric Swallowwell, and then you're going to say you're going to bury us under the Capitol. But don't worry. Don't say my word for it, guys. They've got explanations. They have explanations aplenty. You guys liking this presentation? I'm feeling it. All right. This lovely young Canadian lady is an authority figure. The wildfire narrative changed because they got a little pushback from the whole $18,000 American fine and then $25,000 Canadian. They're now telling Canadians that they're banning you from the woods because you could break your leg walking your dog. Oh, let's dive in. Let's see what the blonde-haired Canadian has to say because, guys, again, if you aren't catching what I'm putting down, I'm being silly about it, but this is what tyranny does, and this is what it looks like. This is how it works. The slow creep is more like we're going to take incremental measures. The Kool-Aid Man approach, which Canada is taking, is a little bit different. All right, watch this.
Me going for a walk in the woods is going to cause a fire. I can understand why people think that that's ridiculous. But the reality is it's not that you might cause a fire. It's that if you're out there walking in the woods and you break your leg, we're not going to come and get you because we have emergency responders that are out focused on a fire that is threatening the lives of New Brunswickers. And if you take your boat out fishing in a pond in Crown Land and you capsize, we're not going to be able to come and help you out because our first responders are focused on an immediate and serious threat to our province. And so it's the possibility of diverting emergency resources away from where they are really needed.
She seems lovely. I'm sure she's very nice. She's wrong, but she's very nice. And by the way, I did say swallow well. I did, and I'm not taking it back. I'm proud of it. All right. It's about pride. Here's the thing. If this does not teach you and does not bring to the table a reason you don't give the government this kind of power is because they're literally saying you can't go in the woods because you might break your leg. Let me translate this out for you. You can't go in the woods. You can't go fishing. You can't do X, Y, Z because if something goes wrong, the government won't be there to save you. Wrong. Not American. And if anyone out there is from Canada, which sometimes I get Canadian influences in commenters on these videos, you have to understand the American psyche, the American experience isn't built around, oh, I can't do that if the government isn't there to protect me. The American psyche and experience and realistic experience is, no, we're going to go over here and take care of our own ish and we'll tell the government what happened in the recap. That's the way this works. We will go back 8 miles into the woods to hunt an elk or some elk horns or elk shed or whatever you want to do. We want to go after some moose antlers. We had to kill a freaking bobcat. That sucks. We had a rattlesnake that we blasted with a 410. Wow. But you don't wait on the government to come in and save you. Hey, our boat capsized. We lost one gun, so the ATF can't ever find it again. Thank God. But at least we're okay. This is the whole point. This is the idea. We don't go down this road of, oh my God, I can't go out walking in the woods. I might break my leg with my dog. If the government's not there to help me, I can't do it. That's the point. The point is they do this, they called it safetyism in this earlier little piece right there. That's a perfect word for it. If you rely everything for safety on the government will say, we don't have the realistic expectations and resources to deliver your safety, so you can't go outside. The government's job is not safety. The government's job is to get out of the effing way. All right? Now, let's go to the next one. Because, guys, this is some scary shit. I mean, we don't live in this environment. And honestly, like, I would say 65% of the American population would literally look at you and say, read between the lines on this one. But there's still that 30% that just government me harder. Anyway, all right, this guy's a little bit of a tinge of a psychopath. Just the justification of Nova Scotia's ban on being in nature changes again. It's no longer because you're going to start a fire with your boots. It's not because you're going to break your leg. Now it's because a fire could envelop you suddenly. And this is the whole thing. I'm going to watch this guy's, whoa. All right, this is why you don't give bureaucrats power. Watch this.
People want to go for a hike or want to go for a walk in the woods with their dog. But how would you like to be stuck in the woods while there's a fire burning around you? I don't think anybody would want that either. So be smart, be human, don't look for loopholes. An out-of-control forest fire is a terrifying thing. So treat this situation with the seriousness that it deserves. We are, certainly as a government. Since last week's announcement on restrictions, 12 fines have been issued. It's certainly my hope that every single one of those is fully prosecuted and collected. It's just too serious of a situation right now.
It's my sincere hope that 12 fines have been will be prosecuted and collected. I bet it is. You got to hand it out to somebody else who needs it. Guys, tyrants wearing suits and ties are not better than tyrants bearing guns. The only difference is the length of time it takes. Excuse me. Me, not you. But for a bureaucrat to sit there and say this is a very serious situation, how would you like to be enveloped by a forest fire? Call me stupid, but I'm pretty sure that there's signs that there's a forest fire around. Call me, I don't know. It's like smoke? Animals running? Bambi? Nothing? The bottom line is, guys, this is what happens when you give them complete and total power. I don't remember what this tab is. What is this tab? Oh yeah, it's a different one. That's the whole point when you give these people complete and total power. Because they can say, for your safety, don't go this way. And don't you look for loopholes. Be human. Be under the control. Because after all, it's only your safety we're trying to seek. Guys, this is the exact same argument that gun controllers use in the United States. You don't need that weapon of war. After all, more people die with guns than with anything else. It's the number one cause of death in children. No, it's not to lie, but whatever. It doesn't matter. Keep on repeating it. It's a health crisis. No, it's not. Keep on repeating it. Yeah, but we get money funds that way because it's a health crisis and it's safety. Guys, it's the same playbook. That's why I'm showing you this stuff. This is not made up fairy tale stuff that we're talking about every night on this program. We're talking about legitimately what they do in different countries. The only difference is the amount of freedom and resistance they get. In Canada, there's no one to stand up and say no, so they crank it. In America, we have about 450 million guns in the population, and they're going, yeah, okay, we'll slow crawl it. Safetyism. I like that. But not everyone is dead in the brain. All right, listen to this. This guy is a Canadian. He is an entrepreneur. He's Canadian, whatever, it doesn't matter. Nova Scotia Premier Tim Houston, let's go Houston, is now saying that a $25,000 woods ban is for your safety so you don't die by fire. All right, well, this Nova Scotia fireman says this. This is pretty amazing. Listen to this guy.
Because I've been on probably IC here in Nova Scotia on over 100 fires, and 5 fires out west, and I do know what I'm talking about when it comes to this. And I'm probably the worst nightmare of the Premier of Nova Scotia right now, who's having nightmares, by the way, over potential fires. He says he can't sleep. He's under massive stress, worrying about homes being burnt down and charred bodies being pulled out of the wreckage. And yet we haven't lost a single person to a forest fire in the history of Nova Scotia. Actually, Jason, we've had more people in Nova Scotia killed by coyotes than by forest fires.
All right, does that sound familiar? Like guys, anything. Gun rights fight here in America. Any similarities whatsoever? Light the chat up. I see you guys over there. I mean, this guy, first of all, the way they talk's amazing. I wish we had something iconic like that. The best thing I've got is Southern dialect, which I can rock into. But I mean, about. I just love the way they say about. Out, whatever. The whole point is there's been more people killed by coyotes in Nova Scotia than actual forest fires. Meanwhile, the premier, the head of that province, says he's terrified at night by thinking about all the people that are going to die by forest fires when there's been 0 deaths by forest fires in the entire history of the province. More people by coyotes than by fire, but because of safety, we've got to fine you $25,000 if you go outside. Does this sound at all familiar to what the gun controllers do to us? Here, I'm going to go big for this real quick. What do they do to us every single time they talk about it? We need to ban weapons of war because they have no place on our streets. What? More people are stabbed to death every year, according to new FBI statistics that were just released, than assault weapons. Handguns have infinite amounts more deaths than military weapons. So why aren't you going after those? Well, have you seen how scary? It's about safety. It's all the same, guys. That's why I'm showing you all about Canada. That's why I'm showing you the insanity of $25,000 to walk into the woods. It's the same game. And the sooner that we connect these dots, the sooner we're going to be better off, because these people are reading from the exact same book. Canada's on page 400 and we're on page 100. This is the future. And by the way, England's already finished the book and they're on the next one, Deathly Hallows or something like that. They're going nuts. But this is where we're at. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the delivery. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'll see you tomorrow. We're probably going to do 3 a day because I have so many things that we have to talk about. And a special announcement for you guys staying at the end. Second Legacy, I was talking with Tim today. It will be returning because you guys have banged down the door for us to return that. So we absolutely will. All right. Listen, I've held your time up enough on a Saturday night. Thank you so much for spending it with me. I will see you tomorrow when we start this freedom train all over again. I'm Braden.